Joe Mauer behind the plate. The Twins hope to even this series at a game apiece and just keep the ball moving. They've won 4 series in a row. They played some good teams, including teams ahead of them in the standings, including the Detroit Tigers and now the Yankees. And we'll see if their starting pitcher has a more success than Scott Baker did against this Yankee lineup tonight. Brought to you by Menards. Derek Jeter, Johnny Damon, Mark Teixeira with 4 hits last night. Alex Rodriguez, Hideki Matsui, Jorge Posada doing the catching. Robinson Cano, Nick Swisher, and Brent Gardner.
And if you didn't see the open, Anthony Swarzak will be starting here tonight. He'll schedule a pitch tomorrow's day game against the Yankees. Glenn Perkins called in sick. Well, Swarzak will be making his 6th major league start. 5 in his first call-up. He was sent up down on June 13th. And this getting a second opportunity. His first one pretty good. 2 wins, 2 losses, a 3.90 earned run average.
Twins out in the field have Span, Gomez, and Kadair in the outfield. Gomez with the great catch last night. Creedy, Harris, Punto, Morneau around the infield. And as you saw, Joe Mauer back behind the plate. Gomez saved a grand slam last night. Yankees scored a couple of runs. Great catch for Gomez and a towering fly ball by Alex Rodriguez. And Derek Jeter ready to get this game started. For Swarzak, the closest comparison I guess you could have to facing the Yankees would be his game against the Red Sox. And even though he ended up being tagged with a loss, he pitched very well against that very good Boston lineup. Gave up a couple of home runs. Produced a quality start, and that's what the Twins are looking for here tonight, to pitch some innings, some effective innings.
Well, what we saw from Swarzak, he has a good sinking fastball. He has a 4-seam fastball, curveball over the slider, which he'll also throw, and then a very good changeup.
And a lot of that pitching to the corners and not down the heart of the plate.
And keeping the ball down in the strike zone. Again, his major league debut came here on May 23rd against the Brewers. 7 shutout innings. Twins won that ball game 6-2. 3 of his 5 starts have been quality starts.
Too tall for Morneau, and Jeter, who started the game with a hit last night, delivers a single leading off the first inning.
Right, the Yankees in last night's ball game, 16 hits, and probably half of those kind of look just like Jeter did right here. Kind of just over the outskirts of the infielders into short outfield position. So Jeter, outstanding hitter, leads off the game with a base hit.
And of course, all these Yankee hitters, Jeter, Damon, all getting their first looks at Swarzak. Wide, ball 1.
You tell yourself as a pitcher, Swarzak only 23 years old, again only a 6th major league start. It doesn't matter who's up there. You just have to hit your spots. That's the biggest thing. Stay within yourself.
And now 2-0.
And I think that's what, I've seen from these young guys. And again, young pitchers sometimes have a tendency to look at the Yankees and make them better than they really are. You look at what the Twins have been what they've done. 25 walks in 5 ball games to the Yankees, to where everybody else are averaging about 2.5 walks per game. So that's the biggest thing. You're trying to make every pitch too fine rather than just staying with your stuff and realizing that, hey, these guys are big league hitters. They're going to get themselves out at times. But when you fall behind an account like Swarzak here, he has to come in with a hittable pitch.
3-0 to Damon. And a strike. But now some of that can be attributed to these Yankee hitters, and we saw it last night. They're professional hitters, many of them playing 10, 12 years, developing the knack for fighting off pitches, fouling pitches off, extending at bats, and then drawing those walks.
Well, you still have to make your quality pitches. You still have to do that.
3-1. And a tapper to Morneau. Force play at second, return throw, double play! 3-6-3, and Swarzak gets a big double play.
See, you make him put the ball in play. Good job by Swarzak right there. Fell behind 3-0, came back with a strike, Again, pounded the strike zone with another strike. And what does Damon do? Over to Justin, to Harris, back to Justin for a nice little pitcher's best friend 3-6-3 double play.
2 down, and here's Teixeira. And a hook over the inside corner. A big shift for Teixeira. A switch hitter with 3 infielders on the right side. And now on the outside corner with a changeup. One and two.
Now Swarzak doesn't have an overpowering fastball, so the Twins thinking, okay, if they're going to pitch him, they're going to change speeds on him. They're going to try to make him pull the ball, hopefully on the ground. That's why the 3 infielders are playing on the right side.
Lifted foul. There's a Firestone leaderboard. The Twins, of course, a rookie on the mound. Swarzak, a very young lineup, just the opposite for the Yankees. Veteran status. Most walks taken, and these veteran hitters, Teixeira among them. Many of them will draw over 100 walks in a season. The Yankees lead the league in walks taken.
Good pitch.
2-2.
Good pitch. We saw Mauer move in right there, and that ball was middle in. In last night's ball game, Mauer moved many times in and out, and Baker had a tough time hitting his spots. Now go back in again. Exactly what Joe Mauer wants to do. Get the ball in there. Good pitch. You got to let these Yankee hitters know that you will come inside. So when that catcher sits inside and you miss, go back inside again. If you're going to miss, go inside and miss. And you make Teixeira move his feet.
What do you say about coming inside and then going back inside?
Repeating.
Right.
Don Drysdale told me that many years ago. It's not the first time that goes in there that gets the hitter thinking. It's a second time. Okay, is he going to come back in again the third time, or is he going to go away? Now you have the hitter thinking. And that was always a good thing.
Now it's 3-2.
And a changeup.
And a swing and a foul. Well, all these Yankee hitters, everybody in the lineup, the bench players included, will all be looking at Swarzak because they have not seen him before. And to your point, you know, what does he like to do? Will he come inside? So Swarzak trying to open some eyes in the dugout, maybe set the tone for the ball game.
Well, 3-2 changeup right there. Now see if he goes to a curveball. I mean, you tell them those Yankee hitters, I'll throw more than just a fastball.
Weak little fly ball to center. Gomez out there, and Swarzak faces just 3 men in the first inning.
Over here.
Checking things out here.
Hi.
Much better first inning for the Twins so far here. And here's the Menards batting order for the Twins. In the bottom of the inning, it'll be Denard Span, Brendan Harris, Joe Mauer, then the Twins' Hope, Justin Morneau, Michael Kadire hit a home run last night. Jason Kubel, Joe Crede, Carlos Gomez, and Nick Punto.
And on the mound for the Yankees here tonight, it'll be A.J. Burnett, making his 17th start of the year, looking for his 8th win. Now, this guy has come into this ballgame red hot. He's allowed only 3 earned runs over his last 4 starts. And this is his 2nd season in a row, and the Yankees hope he stays healthy all year. He's been on a disabled list 10 times over his career. Last year was the first time he had a full season without injuries on the season, and he ended up winning 18 ball games for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Denard Span takes the first pitch strike. Span, Harris, and Mauer here in the first inning against Burnett. And another one at the knees, and it's 0-2.
Burnett, a hard-throwing right-hander like CC Sabathia last night from the left side of the plate. Burnett will get that fastball in the mid-90s. Very slow curveball. Very good control of it. That's a strikeout pitch. Comes into this ballgame 6th in the American League in strikeouts.
High chopper. And a base hit for Span. He got an infield hit last night. Might have chopped that one right off the plate for a leadoff hit. So the Twins get their leadoff man on. Here are the Yankees out in the field. Damon in left. Speedy Brett Gardner in center. Nick Swisher in right. Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter on the left side. Robinson Cano, Mark Teixeira on the right side. And veteran Jorge Posada back behind the plate.
I don't think either Burnett or Jorge Posada had a chance to get Span right there. But the only one that has a chance is Jorge Posada to come out right here and then throw it. But you see Burnett kind of called him off, and he has no play at all.
Harris at the plate, got a base hit in his last plate appearance last night. Span check at first base. Span leading the team in stolen bases, but the Twins, as we begin play here tonight, are dead last in the league in steals.
Yeah, Span with 13 stolen bases. Twins with only 40 on the year.
And Harris takes the first pitch fastball and strike 1. One thing about Burnett, he's very, very good, and he's been healthy this year, but he does lead the American League in walks allowed, 49 walks. So the Twins are hoping to build some innings here. See what they can do with this leadoff infield hit. Fouled back, and for the first 2 hitters at least, Burnett's gotten ahead 0-2.
Well, Burnett, 32 years old. His first season with the Yankees, came up with the Florida Marlins back in 1999. Spent 3 seasons with the Blue Jays before signing the big contract with the Yankees over the winter.
In another year, the signing of Burnett would have made more news than it did, but when your acquisition is overshadowed with the acquisition of CC Sabathia and Mark Teixeira,
it's like pocket change.
Harris, that's off the mask of Posada, and Span will go to second. He'll round, and Posada retrieves the ball near the Yankee on deck circle.
A flat breaking ball right there that lands in front of Posada. Ends up hitting it because of the spin of the ball. Comes back and hits the mask of Posada. Then ricochets toward the Yankee dugout. Allows Span to go from first to second.
And now the 11th wild pitch for Burnett, and he leads the American League in that category, along with Felix Hernandez of Seattle. 1-2 to Brendan Harris. See if he can move Span up another base here. Taken inside, 2-2. Pretty good pitchers on that list. Jack Morris, for instance, in his heyday was always among the league leaders in wild pitches with that split finger fastball diving into the dirt. Span he got thrown out. Cano coming in, and a perfect pickoff throw by Burnett, and Span is picked off second base.
Oh, a mental mistake right there by Denard Span. You cannot get picked off, especially against the Yankees. Burnett spun and threw and made a perfect throw right on the bag. All Cano did was kind of catch the ball and be able to tag out Span.
Now Harris lifts it to right field. Swisher retreats. And that fly ball would have advanced Span to third, but it comes after the pickoff, 2 away.
Ron Coomer facing an A.J. Burnett. Any secrets?
Well, I think when you look at A.J. Burnett, and today was the first time I was able to stand behind him or in front of him and watch him really throw, Bert. The thing, we know he's got a great fastball. He's got a very good curveball. He's got actually 2 of them. One that kind of goes down, that you're going to see him throw more to left-handers, that goes more straight down. And then the other one that he drops 3/4 and sweeps. The other thing that's going to be really tough on right-handed hitters is I did not realize how much he crossfires from his stride. He really comes across his body throwing. So if he gets accuracy with his fastball on the outer part of the plate to the right-handers, he's really going to make it tough on the right-handed hitters hitting his fastball.
And what he's going to try to do to left-handers like Joe Mauer, like he tried to do on that first pitch, run that 2-seamer down and away. There's a breaking ball right there that misses.
Bert, I really think he's one of those guys that is going to have more command of his fastball in watching him, especially to the righties on the inside part of the plate. If he does have command to that fastball away, he's going to be really tough.
2-0 to Mauer. And now 3-0 with Morneau on deck. Yankees rode a great performance last night from Sabathia. They've been getting them from Burnett, and of course it's all really important now for the Yankees because Chin-Ming Wong is going to be out for a while with more health issues. 3-0 to Mauer. Right down the middle. An incredible batting average when he's ahead in the count. .569. Tap to the right side, and Teixeira has an easy play. Burnett gives up an infield hit, but faces, as Swarzak, just 3 men in the inning. Each team got a leadoff hit. Each team sent 3 men to the plate in the first inning. And now Alex Rodriguez, Hideki Matsui, and Jorge Posada will hit. You must have gone through it a number of times in your career. You're scheduled to start one game. I won't remember one big example when you were moved up a day. Final home game of the '87 season when the Twins said instead of Joe Niekro, who had some vague hip injury, they were going to have you start against the Royals on that Sunday afternoon. What's it do to Swarzak? Big deal for him to pitch a day earlier than tomorrow?
No, it shouldn't. Not at all. I mean, Swarzak, he was already mentally ready for tomorrow's start, and it's just, maybe, 12 hours earlier. Right. That's all.
Probably wasn't going to sleep tonight anyway, right?
No.
One strike to Alex Rodriguez. And now 2.
Good fastball right there. Again, Rodriguez, you have to move both sides of the plate. All these Yankees have to, hitters, you have to show you can hit the ball, throw the ball down and away, and then come inside. Sounds easier said than done.
Just off the inside corner, 1-2. One thing these Yankee hitters, I would think you would have to do, whether you're Swarzak or Roy Halladay, you've got to earn their respect. They have to respect what you're doing out there on the mound. Here's a chopper to third. Greedy waits for the second hop and throws Rodriguez out. Let's go down to Robbie Inch-Mikowski.
Yeah, guys, Anthony Swarzak is in his second stint with the Minnesota Twins this season, and I had a chance to ask him yesterday, what did he learn from his first experience here with the Twins?
I learned that I could pitch at this level. You think that these are just superhuman people out here on the field sometimes, and you realize that everybody is going through the same stuff, and everyone puts their pants on one leg at a time. So just try to go out there and make pitches and hope for the best.
So, Bert, obviously learned a little bit of something here, not as nervous, and obviously had a great debut here, going 7 strong innings for the Twins, but seems a little bit calmer here into his second inning.
Hideki Matsui, the hitter, 1 strike.
Yeah, I think to answer Robbie right there, I mean, you take one outing at a time, and I liked what he said. I have to make my pitches. That's the bottom line. You never give in to a hitter, but you have to also make good pitches and let that hitter earn his way on. No free passes.
0-2 to Matsui. Just off the plate. Curve rolled up the middle, hit the mound. Harris picks it off. Morneau has to come off the bag to reach the throw. Good pickoff or pick up by Harris, but then a high throw, and Matsui's aboard with an infield hit.
Yeah, they give him an infield base hit because Harris had to go a long way for this ball. He kind of had to do a little spin around right here. Watch Harris right there spin around, and then something on the throw, but just a little high, and that pulls Justin off the bag. So a good effort right there by Harris, and nice jumping jack by Justin Morneau, but he is unable to come back down on the bag.
Here's Jorge Posada. Francisco Cervelli did the catching last night. The Yankees activated Jose Molina from the disabled list, sent Cervelli down, but Posada does the catching here tonight. You might see Molina in the day game tomorrow.
There's Joe Girardi in his second season as manager of the Yankees. Jorge Posada, 37 years old. He's in his 15th season as a Yankee. Spent some time on a disabled list this year with a strained right hamstring.
2 strikes.
Posada's a switch hitter, always a good hitter from both sides of the plate. This year hitting only .256 from the left side of the plate, where he's hitting .339 from the right side. But 10 of his 11 home runs have come from the left side of the plate.
But I'm guessing a lot of those came at the new Yankee Stadium, where if you're a left-handed batter, you should hit some home runs.
Heck, if you're a right-handed batter, you should hit some home runs in that ballpark. There are jet streams all around that new Yankee Stadium. 125 home runs that the Yankees have hit. 79 of them at the New York Yankee Stadium.
There have been 139 home runs hit in that ballpark in 39 games. That's, by my Minnesota high school math,
that's a lot.
More than 3 home runs hit per game. Now that's not just the Yankees, that's Yankees and whomever they're playing. But to contrast that here in 43 games, there have been 100 home runs hit, counting Kadyr's last night. And there's a little flare to left, a base hit. Matsui will check in at second base.
Oh, good hitting right there by Posada, just taking that pitch the other way. The pitch left up a little bit.
First, the Yankees have Jeter and Cano. Both those players, the Chrysler Key Stat, contested Joe Mauer for his first American League batting title. And the Twins up the middle have been scrambling.
Yeah, they really have, and that's an area that the Twins really need to improve on if they want to stay with the Tigers and the White Sox. You know, Punto needs to start swinging the bat better, and Harris, he's starting to, you know, he's had good hot spells, and now he's been a little bit on the cold side.
Here's Cano, 2 on, 1 out. 3 hits from the first 6 Yankee batters, 4 hits from the first 7 Yankee batters. Matsui doesn't run well. Span's throw to Creedy, and they're loaded up with 1 out.
Well, we just saw Jorge Posada take a pitch the other way and hit it to left field. Right there, Cano. First ball hitting, you leave it up. Cano, good piece of hitting right here. Look at the location, right about belt high. And because there was no movement on that pitch other than sideway movement, Cano just slaps it in the left.
Swarzak got a big double play in the first inning. He'd like to get another one here off the bat of Swisher. Swarzak not used to giving up a whole bunch of hits except in his 1 start here against Cleveland. On June 3rd, he gave up 9 hits in 4 innings.
Yeah, 4 of the 5 starts that he pitched in, he kept the club in the game. And that's what you want to do as a starter. 2 outings where he did not give up any runs in 7 innings, and then a couple starts where he gave up 3 runs in 6 innings, and then he had that bad outing against the Cleveland Indians.
1 strike to Swisher. A little bit high, 1-1.
Swarzak not known as a strikeout pitcher. At Rochester, 65 innings, 43 strikeouts, but only 16 walks. Very good control.
2-1. In his last start against the Cubs, he did strike out 6 over 7 innings, but no, he's a guy who at a young age seems to have learned that he's going to prolong his career if he can pitch effectively to contact. 2-1. And a little nubber. Swarzak will have a tag of Swisher. A run scores. It's 1-0.
Tough play for Swarzak to wheel and throw. Don't know if he had a play at home or not, only because that ball was kind of creeping toward that first base side and the first base bag right here. You see Swarzak's momentum, and Matsui would have been very close if he had spun and thrown. You get the out, especially early in the ballgame. Swisher does pick up an RBI on that swinging bunt, his 45th RBI of the year.
And now Brett Gardner with 2 men in scoring position. One thing that's different from last night's game, even though the Yankees have a run and they're threatening to put up a crooked number here in the second inning, there just seems to be a pace or a tempo to the game that was not there in the early innings last night. Fastball, strike 1.
There's Scott Baker right there. Just a disappointing start for Baker. He'll get another shot just before the All-Star break against the Chicago White Sox here on that Sunday final game.
1 strike to Gardner. And now 1-1.
The news on Glenn Perkins, I asked Rick McWayne, the trainer, about Glenn Perkins, and he said that Perk had called in sick, and that's why the Twins decided to go with Anthony Swarzak here tonight. Now, Perkins was supposed to come in and see the doctors and find out what he needs to do to hopefully get well soon.
A high fever, and So the Twins just moved Swarzak up a day. They're going to move Liriano up a day. He'll pitch the series finale tomorrow. 2-1 here to the number 9 hitter Gardner. Now 2-2.
Yeah, not only moving Liriano, they also have the opportunity to move Blackburn up a day if they wanted to pitch Perkins maybe Saturday.
And that'll depend a lot on how Glenn feels. And would gather he's watching, and we'll wish him a quick recovery from whatever it is that has set him back. Big pitch here for Swarzak. Trying to get out of the second inning with just the 1 run allowed. And a base hit to right center field. It'll score 2. And the Yankees take a 3-0 lead. Gardner has made quite an impression on the Twins, and just making contact, hitting a soft line drive into right center. And the Yankees put that crooked number up on the board.
Well, Gardner 3 hits in last night's ball game. And right here, just a pitch up that he just slaps into right center field. That scores 2 more runs, Posada and Cano. And the Yankees take a 3-0 lead. Quick trip to the mound by pitching coach Rick Anderson, trying to get him back down in the strike zone.
First trip through the order, and the Yankees get 5 singles, and so far 3 runs. Derek Jeter will hit.
Well, it's a lineup filled with all-stars. It's a lineup that came into the ball game only second in the American League in hitting. Only the Angels, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, have hit better as a club than the New York Yankees.
Jeter with a line drive single to right, his first time up. And that shaves the inside corner. Because Scott Baker had a short start, because the Twins have an 11-man pitching staff, bullpen a little stressed out after R.A. Dickey and Brian Dunsing pitched substantially enough to where they're not available tonight. So Twins really need Swarzak to take care of some innings. He's already delivered 42 pitches and retired actually just 4 batters.
Gardner outstanding speed at first base, 17 stolen bases in 19 attempts. Yankees 59 stolen bases on the year. They've been caught 14 times.
Oh-2 to Jeter.
So it might be a running situation right here for Gardner because it's 0-2 on Jeter. You know, if he gets thrown out, then Jeter leads off the next inning. Rob Thompson right there, the third base coach for the Yankees. Nick Callagher over at first as a first base coach.
And there goes Gardner, and the Twins pitch out. Mauer's throw sails high. So stolen base for Gardner. And Mauer's throw nearly went into center field.
Yeah, you don't see this too often, especially on a pitch out. Joe Mauer had plenty of time to make a good throw over the bag. It just sailed high. Harris had to leap for it, and Gardner gets his 18th stolen base. So with the stolen base, now you have a very good hitter in Jeter up in an RBI situation.
Around the hands, and it's 2-2. So Swarzak had a pretty quick first inning and faced just the 3 men. Got a double play ball. And the first man here in the second went out quickly, but then single, single, single. RBI out, single, stolen base. Two and 2 to Jeter. And a little number. That'll be a tough play for Creedy. Firing on the run. He makes it. And the inning ends. But the Yankees, with 4 singles, score 3 runs in the second. stance. Who is this Major League player? Stay tuned to the Quest Twins Live postgame show for the answer. Dick McAuliffe. No? Justin Morneau will lead off the second inning. It'll be Morneau, Kadire, and Kubel. Outside ball one. And if you want to make your guess as to who that batting stance was an imitation of.
Yeah, yesterday's was Justin Morneau.
2-0. You can text your guess. Short code 234234. Burnett fell behind Mauer 3-0. Came back to get him on a tapper to Teixeira. I don't mind telling you, I was a little worried about you there during the break. You got up to leave, and I turned around and looked, and we've got a law enforcement person here. I thought maybe they were coming to haul you away.
As you can see, I came back.
You
so
did come back.
Maybe it's not me they're looking for.
I have no secrets. High fly to left center. Damon tracking it, and he's got it, one away. And that'll bring up Kadire.
No, I ran over to the radio booth because Dan Gladden's balloon that he let go last night was starting to come back into coming back to earth again.
Now, if we can just get Dan to come back to earth.
He'll never come back down to earth.
Here's Kadire. Cranked a home run in last night's game, his 14th of the season. Breaks in front of the plate, ball one.
That's one of the curveballs that Ron Coomer was talking about, that big sweeping breaking ball.
There's some other balloons that didn't have the opportunity to drift back down to earth. And a little pop up behind second. Cano lost it, found it. You know, I think at least once there he lost sight of the ball, but he did what you're supposed to do here, and that is keep your eyes up and hope that the ball reappears.
And scream, yeah.
2 down in the second, and now Jason Kubel. One of the things Burnett did, he was technically under contract for I think 2 more years with Toronto. That's the balloon in question, right?
There it is.
One of the things Burnett had last year was the option to terminate his deal with Toronto, and he wanted to explore the market and become a free agent. So to do that, you really want a bidding war, and you want the high payroll teams to enter the bidding war. Burnett pitched his best last year against the Red Sox and Yankees. He was a combined 5-1 with an ERA of just over 2. Another chopper off the plate, and if it stays fair, it's a base hit. Burnett's given up 2 hits, and they both have been pounded right into home plate. Friday night, the Twins open up a 3-game series against the White Sox, and you can start preparing for outdoor baseball with Twins sunglasses. The first 10,000 fans will get a pair like that.
Blues Brothers.
Get your tickets by calling 800-33-TWINS or log on to Twins
like
Baseball.
A big fly.
Yes, you do. Those look like nice sunglasses, though. Did they work?
Yeah, they're nice. I couldn't see. It's dark.
Creedy takes a strike. And now fouled away, 2 strikes. Anyway, just to wrap up the story on Burnett, he wanted desperately, given his contract situation, to pique the interest of the Red Sox and the Yankees. And what better way to do it than to beat them, as he did 5 times in 6 decisions last year. A little pop up down the right field line, and Nick Swisher trots in to end the inning. 3-0 Yankees after 2. We'll have a special guest coming up in a moment. Herman the German. You can visit exploreminnesota.com and plan your next Minnesota vacation today. That's the Herman Heights Monument in beautiful New Ulm, Minnesota. You can visit the statue, of course, climb the spiral staircase to an observation platform at the base of the statue. Great view of the town and the Minnesota River Valley below. 3-0 Yankees. Johnny Damon will lead off the third. Dick and Bert joined here in the third inning by Lieutenant Matt Langer of the Minnesota State Patrol. And we're going to talk a little bit about highway safety here in this half inning. How was the holiday weekend in terms of traffic accidents and fatalities?
Well, we had a number of fatalities. Unfortunately, we were hoping for 0 like we hope for every weekend, but there were a few around the state.
One down in the third inning, but I mean, every fatality is tragic, but I mean, generally from what I've been reading, traffic fatalities in Minnesota are on the downside.
Definitely. The general trend is down. Last year in 2008, we had about 455 fatalities, which was the lowest in decades. We're definitely hoping to do better than that again this year.
Well, Lieutenant Langer is a 10-year veteran of the Minnesota State Patrol and also serves as the public information officer. Before the game, the Minnesota Department of Public Safety announced the state's top DWI enforcers. The All-Stars include 31 law enforcement representatives, 3 prosecutors in the Twin Cities metro area and greater Minnesota. There's a foul behind Mick Kelleher. And the All-Stars were selected based on their total number of DWI arrests made in 2008. The prosecutors were named for outstanding service in the prosecution of impaired driving. The traffic fatality rate decreasing, the increased focus on DWI enforcement. Part of that, what are some of the other factors?
A number of things. People I think are starting to get the message. We've got primary seatbelt that went into effect, so we want people to wear seatbelts. That's helping. We've got just a general, I think, some momentum behind traffic safety in the state right now.
Span lost it. Creedy stays with it and makes a catch in foul territory. Twins had the shift on, so it was Creedy who had to make that play rather than the shortstop Harris, who might have had an easier play if he were in the vicinity.
Yeah, and Denard Span had really no idea where that ball was, so look at Creedy right here. Does a good job keeping his eye on the ball, and then the ball coming back into fair territory makes a nice catch. Trooper Langer, where you find a buddy that, say you're going to go out and drink, you always have one buddy that doesn't. That message has really been thrown out there too a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Our basic message is if you're planning to go out, then plan how to get home. Whether that's a sober driver, taking a cab, staying home in the first place, but just figure out how to get home. We don't want to arrest you. We don't want to see you get in a crash.
2 down, strike 1 to Rodriguez, and another pop-up to the opposite field. Punto out, Kadir in, and Punto makes the catch. Lieutenant Langer, thanks for stopping by. We'll applaud your efforts and those of the All-Stars honored on the field today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
Another early lead for the Yankees. They have a 3-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Great summertime weather this week, and can't come indoors without looking ahead to next year when we'll be outdoors. Gomez in the first pitch rolls it to Jeter. 1 away. We played more than half of the schedule in the final year indoors here. They'll take the 8 down, and there'll be a 7 underneath there, and we'll have 37 games left after tonight. A lot of the players went over to get a tour of Target Field today. Here's Punto, the number 9 hitter. Ball 1. Oh for 1. DePunto drew some walks again last night. One and one. Burnett, of course, part of a really tough rotation that the Blue Jays had last year. He opted out of his contract. And then yesterday, J.P. Ricciardi, the Blue Jay general manager, opened up a can of worms by saying, well, they'd listen to offers for Roy Halladay.
That's hard to believe, too, because, you know, they have no pitching. All their starters are on a disabled list other than Halladay, who was on a DL.
Grounded to first. Teixeira has it. Today, B.J. Ryan was released. The guy who was closing for them at the start of the year. 2 down this Saturday night. The Twins Hall of Fame grows by 2 new members, Brad Radke and former farm director and scouting director George Brophy. And you can be part of history by coming out to the Dome. The Twins and White Sox will tee it up at 6:10, and prior to the game, Radke and Brophy will officially take their spot in the Twins Hall. Fisher Nuts, the proud sponsor of the Twins Hall of Fame, and they'll be providing 5,000 commemorative pins to come early. Tickets available. Call 800-33-TWINS. Span fouls it over the Twins dugout. I know Mr. Zakillabrew and Carew and maybe some other Hall of Famers. Maybe Mr. Herbeck will be here for the Hall of Fame ceremony. Would imagine Tom Kelly would be here. Brad Radke's manager all those years, or most of those years. 1 strike to Span, and now a solid single to center. First hit was a chopper off the plate, and now Span with a base hit with 2 gone in the third.
Yeah, Burnett right there, left a pitch up, and Span did what he wanted to do with it, and that's take it right back up the middle. Fastball out over the plate. So really first solid hit for the Twins against A.J. Burnett.
Here's Harris, a fly ball to right, his first time up. Span was picked off second. And Burnett tries to add insult to injury. Ball 1. Tigers leading the Royals, White Sox leading the Indians. Right now, it's pretty much a 3-team race in the Central Division. One and 0 to Harris. Really good crowd here tonight with the lower section completely full, it looks like. Yankees draw well wherever they go. That's been the case here. A lot of them, of course, Yankee fans.
Yeah, the only trip the Yankees will make here this year to the Metrodome.
Foul at the plate. Gladden's and John Gordon's birthday balloon is descending onto the playing field, it looked like there. Suspended over the first baseline. 1-1. Span goes. Pitch down and away. Posada's throw not in time. Span steals second and works his way into scoring position.
Good jump right there by Denard Span, stealing his 14th base of the year. A high leg kick by Burnett. Posada's throw, one hops Cano. And Span with 2 outs does it get in the scoring position.
There, that'll put an end to that nonsense.
Read the note, read the note.
Swing and a foul into Posada's mitt. 2-2. Help, I'm being held hostage in the home radio booth. I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here.
I hope John Gordon wrote that note and not Dan Gladden.
2-2 to Harris. Twins going to try to claw their way back here. Down early 3-0. A bunch of Yankee singles. Checked his swing. It's 3-2. And if Harris can reach, of course, Mauer would have a chance with 2 outs and 2 on.
Yeah, with Mauer on deck, Harris is going to get a pitch to hit right here. I don't think Burnett wants to maybe try to trick him right here with Joe on deck. Just missed with a fastball down and away.
Ooh, nearly hit him. Nearly went to the backstop. And here comes Mauer representing the tying run. First walk issued by Burnett. And the Twins are trying to get something done here with 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, looked on that pitch right there. He slipped a little bit. Ball ended up and in on Brendan Harris.
He fell behind Mauer 3-0 and came back to get him on a ground ball to Teixeira. Joe would need 5 plate appearances to have the required number to be listed among the league leaders in tonight's game. And the Twins hope that happens. That means they've put some base runners on, scored some runs. Strike one.
Well, Mauer with 14 home runs on the year. His last home run coming here back on June 20th against the Houston Astros. 14 home runs, a career high for Joe.
Burnett with 14 home runs allowed. Check swing, and it's 1-1. They appeal, but no swing. One and one to Mauer. And that kicks away from Posada, who can't find it. Span around third. He's going to be held. Second wild pitch, and the ball kicked to Posada's left, and he was looking for it to the right.
I'm sure as a catcher, you think you blocked the ball and it's going to be near you right there. He went to his right, the ball going to his left, and Span did the right thing right there, stayed at third.
Especially with Mauer at the plate. Now a base hit to the outfield could score 2 and get the Twins within 1.
Yeah, Dave Island, the pitching coach, out to talk to his right-hander.
You know, guys, with that last pitch, looking at Posada trying to block that fastball, for a catcher, it's really tough to block a fastball that a guy, for a guy throwing as hard as Burnett is at 95 miles an hour, to get down and block it, very tough. The other big key right now for the Minnesota Twins, the heart of our lineup, the two lefties, got to be the guys to drive in runs tonight against Burnett.
To the backstop, Span will come in and score. So back-to-back wild pitches. And as Ron Coomer said, it's tough to block something coming at you so hard. 3 wild pitches in the first 3 innings.
A lot of times, too, as a catcher, you set that down and away, and the ball goes down and in. A ball that Posada should have been able to block right there. That ball did not. This was a one before, but you could see him kind of backhand it rather than turn that glove around.
And now Mauer drives it to left. Damon retreating, going back, off the wall, off the very top of the wall. And Mauer at second with an RBI double, and it looked like he missed tying the game by about a foot. Harris trots in from third, and the tying run now at second.
Oh, we've seen Joe Mauer so much power the other way. Burnett has had a tough time throwing some strikes, so he kind of laid one in there, outer half of the plate, and Joe taking it the other way. Damon goes back. Good effort right here by Johnny Damon. And the ball almost bouncing out right off the top of the fence. Goes back into play. Brett Gardner, the center fielder, had to go retrieve it.
Here's Morneau. Bounce to the right side, right at Cano. The Twins put together a 2-out rally. Taking advantage of Burnett's wildness, they score a couple of runs in the third. With a 2-out single that drove in a couple of runs. Denard Span scoring a run for the Twins. He's 2 for 2. And Joe Mauer just missed tying the game with a home run to left. So now to the 4th inning, and Hideki Matsui will lead things off against Anthony Swarzak.
Well, you're going to have bad innings, and Swarzak hopefully was the 2nd inning. He did a great job of retiring the Yankees on only 8 pitches used in the 3rd inning. Now it's only a 1-run ball game.
Matsui, Posada, and Cano. Ball 1. Matsui started the 3-run 2nd inning with a base hit. Posada singled afterwards. Cano. Swisher drove in a run with a little nubber, and then Gardner dropped a base hit into right center field to score 2 more. Fouled away. Yankees playing a day game here tomorrow, and then they'll go out to the West Coast and finish the first half of the year, the unofficial first half of the year, with 3 games against the Angels. Just off the plate, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, Yankees coming into this ball game 49-34, 1 game behind the Boston Red Sox.
That's to center, hit pretty well. Gomez back, squaring to the ball, making the catch, 1 away. 1 down, and that'll bring up Posada. We just barely, kind of, sort of, got the trivia question last night. Not one of our best efforts. Here's tonight's question: who was the first rookie to play in an All-Star game?
Oh. This is the 80th All-Star game.
Okay. So let's subtract, shall we? The first one came then in. Well, now this is the 80th year of the All-Star game, right? Mm-hmm. Because they used to have an All-Star game at the midway point of the season, and then another one at the end of the season.
Right. I believe it started in 1933. It was the first All-Star game.
Well, then they must be counting the postseason All-Star games then too in the 80.
Yeah, the first All-Star game was played on July 6, 1933 at Comiskey Park in Chicago.
So the first rookie to play, if it was in fact in that first All-Star game played, who would have been a rookie back then? Ted Williams, perhaps. But he didn't play that long, because he played until, what, 1960. So he didn't play 27 years, even with the war years interrupting. So it's not Ted Williams.
How about Bob Feller? Came up at a young age.
Could be. 2-2. Gehrig and Ruth were already well established by then. DiMaggio didn't start that early, did he? Two and 2 to Jorge Posada. And now a full count. Twins have had a tough time beating the Yankees. The Yankees, for that matter, had a tough time beating the Marlins and the Nationals. 2 teams with the lowest payrolls in baseball. And the Yankees won 2 and lost 4. Hooked down the line into the corner. Posada has his second hit. Kadire retrieves it. Posada going to second, and he reaches with a 1-out double.
Well, Swarzak came back with a fastball middle in, and Posada opened up and turned on it. His 10th double of the year. And for the Yankees, their 6th hit. Tried to go in with that fastball. It kind of rode right back over the plate. Posada very quick, still at age 37. Hit that ball into the corner.
Here's Cano.
Good strong throw by Kadire.
Cano lined a single to left his first time up. Ball 1. Now you went to 2 All-Star games? 2. So 1 here in 85. And
1973 was my first, and the other one was 85. And I'm happy for Tim Wakefield.
Oh,
at
that's
age
a wonderful.
42. First All-Star game. Ouch, got him.
And Cano's hit. There'll be runners at first and second with 1 out.
Well, on his first at bat, Cano hit the first pitch, outer half of the plate that he lined the left field. That first pitch to Cano, tried to go inside, and then he tried to go back in again. And this time he ends up hitting Cano.
Ouch. Sounded like it hurt. Well, you played in the All-Star game here in '85, though, as a member of the Indians, right?
Right. And later that summer, I got traded back here.
But the drought that you had, or the time that you had in between All-Star games, must have really.
It's an All-Star record.
Is it really?
Longest drought between All-Star appearances.
Is that right?
Yep. 12 years.
Swisher at the plate. And he taps it foul. Hit one similarly up the line for an RBI ground out in the second inning. It must have made you really appreciate what the All-Star game means and the festivities and all that, having not been there for 12 years.
I think I appreciated this one here in '85 more than '73. I was 22 years old. It was over with so quick.
Right.
I mean, it just happened. I didn't really take it all in.
Fouled back into the seats.
For '85, I think I took a lot more in. I felt like I belonged a little bit more then than I'm sure I did in '73.
2 quick strikes to Swisher.
Nice grab by those girls. Hold it right out of the air.
Swarzak got a double play grounder in the first. Hoping to get one here to wrap up the 4th inning. Curve left up and away. Joe Girardi was just thrilled with the production he got from the bottom of his lineup yesterday. And when you get production down there, it just eases the pressure from the hitters in the top and middle of the lineup. Fly ball to left. Span retreats. Makes the catch. Posada will try to tag. Harris cuts the throw off. 2 away. And that'll bring up Gardner.
Good base running right there by Posada. He saw that Span had to go back almost to the warning track to catch it, and he does tag up from second base.
Now Mauer giving some signs in front of the plate with Gardner at the plate. It was Gardner who dropped the single into right center field with 2 outs in the second to score a couple of runs. Strike in the inside corner. The way Gardner's played against the Twins and as fast as we've seen him run, he could be an intriguing player for the Yankees. He gives them an element that they really haven't had that much of. I mean, blazing speed. Jeter can run well. Damon used to run awfully well. Cano. But this guy's a burner. 1-1.
Hey, Ron Coomer, adding a guy like Gardner, I mean, brings so much to the ballpark day in and day out with his speed. This Yankee ball club very aggressive on the base paths.
Well, they are, Bert. And the thing that Gardner brings, and even the play right there with Posada, you really didn't see that 3, 4, 5 years ago. Now, with Girardi managing, he's definitely more of a proponent of running the bases more aggressively. We saw it last night with Jeter and Damon both taking extra bases. Now, like you guys both said, those 2 guys can run, but still there's an attitude that you see with this Yankees club of being aggressive on the bases and taking pressure off, you know, the offensive trying to always hit the 3-run homer. They score a lot more runs just by putting the ball in play and running the bases correctly.
And now Gardner drives one to right center field. Gomez makes a catch to end the inning. A long top of the 4th, but Swarzak survives it, and the Twins still trail by just 1. brought to you by Quest. Get free 2 gigs online backup service with Quest high-speed internet. By Grand Casino Mille Lacs and Grand Casino Hinckley. Expect grand. And by Chrysler. From power and efficiency to innovation and style, it's the way our vehicles come together that sets us apart. Chrysler. Twins got a couple runs in the third. They're back within 1. Michael Kadire will lead things off in the 4th. He'll be followed by Jason Kubel and Joe Creedy. Down and away, ball 1. Twins got a couple of 2-out hits in the third, but ultimately Burnett helped the cause with a walk, 3 wild pitches. And now he falls behind Kadire 2-0.
I don't think Burnett's really as sharp as I've seen him in the past. Now, he's making his 6th career start against the Twins. Made a start earlier this year in New York. Got a no decision in the Yankees' 3-2 10-inning win. But no strikeouts so far for A.J. Burnett. 1 walk.
Kadire drives it to right. Swisher hardly has to move. 1 away.
Burnett came into the ballgame 6th in the American League in strikeouts with 99 strikeouts in 101 innings pitched. Last year, he led the American League in strikeouts when he was a member of the Toronto Blue Jays, 231 strikeouts.
One gone. Here's Kubel. Chopped one off the plate for an infield hit with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. 1-0. Popped up down the left field line, and Damon lost it, found it, staggers, makes the catch. Damon hearing it from the Twins bullpen down there, 2 away.
That's a nice dance right there.
And it'll bring up Joe Creedy. Aflac trivia question. I'm just going to go with
Aflac.
Joe DiMaggio.
That's probably a Yankee.
Aflac!
I'll go with. That's who I was going to go with.
Were you really?
Yeah.
He did okay for himself, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Did you ever meet Joe DiMaggio?
Yes, I did. A couple times. In Japan, I had a chance to sit down and talk to him, and I was very, very surprised. I went down there with Harmon Killebrew, and Duke Snyder was there. Lou Brock.
When was this?
This was in 1993, after I retired. Harmon asked me to go to Japan for a children's fundraiser, a worldwide children's fundraiser. They sit right there by Creedy. Twins get their 5th hit of the ball game off of Burnett. And Joe DiMaggio was there. We had a chance to sit down and had a very, very nice conversation. Very nice man.
Creedy aboard with a 2-out hit. The Twins have 5 hits. 4 of them have come with 2 out in an inning. And now Gomez will try to back that up with one of his own.
First time I met him was in Anaheim. He was doing the Upper Deck All-Star appearance.
The old-timers.
The old-timers thing,
right.
And he signed a couple baseballs for me, which he didn't do a lot of. And I remember going up to the clubhouse and I told Kirk McCaskill, look what I have, a couple autographed Joe DiMaggio balls. And he said, I didn't know he was there. So he scooted around, tried to find a baseball, took him a couple, 3-4 minutes. By the time he went down to get Joe DiMaggio's autograph, Joe had had enough. It was a hot afternoon Sunday day game in Anaheim. And he said he met Joe on the tunnel coming back. Joe was leaving, going upstairs. And Mac introduced himself in Angel uniform, Kirk McCaskill. Mr. DiMaggio, could I please have your autograph? And he basically blew him off. So every inning I would go up, every other inning I would go up between the innings at that ball game, go get one of the balls, run back down, show Kirk McCaskill Joe DiMaggio's autograph, run back up. He's never liked me really since.
The happy ending to that story would have been if you'd have given Kirk McCaskill one of the 2 baseballs.
No way! Hard to get.
Into the 5th inning, I'm in the Minnesota State Lottery winner's circle with $100 in Minnesota State Lottery tickets for Rachel right here. And look at this, Bert. Look at what she's stuck between. I mean, come on. She's stuck between 2 Yankee fans, and guess what? They're all hearing it right now. All the boos coming in, bunny ears going up behind them. Bert, this is a good circle right here, my man.
They are hereby circled. Thank you, Robbie.
1-run ball game. Derek Jeter leading off the 5th. Anthony Swarzak gave up 4 singles and 3 runs in the 2nd. We're happy to talk about the Twins fantasy camp with the camp director Stan Dickman, who is here in the booth with us here in the top of the 5th inning. January's not that far away, and the Twins fantasy camp's been a highlight of the. There's a deep drive to left center field. And off the base of the wall to Gomez. Jeter goes into second with a leadoff double. But for a lot of us who have been involved in the camps in the past, that week down in Fort Myers, one of the highlights of the year.
It is for me too, Dick. I enjoy, for one thing, it's nice to get out of this upper Midwest cold weather. And you and Dick have both been
I'm
very
Bert.
big.
I'm Bert. That's Dick.
You and Bert have both been a big part of the camp. As is Coombe. I don't know if Coomb's on the air here, but Ron joined us last year. He was a great addition to the camp.
Second hit for Jeter, and now Johnny Damon, who is 0 for 2 against Swarzak.
Hey, Stan, I got a question for you. I'm down here in the camera wall. Is Bert still going to be the commissioner? Because I had issues with him last year.
That's why we made him commissioner, so those issues are his and not mine, Ron.
And remember, I am the judge, so I have the final say, Ron Coomer. Bring a lot of money with you, and you're going to get fined just for bringing that up.
What a sick human being we have as a judge.
Little fly to short right field. Jeter will set up for a tag. Kadyr's got a strong arm, so Jeter just takes 2 steps and holds up there. I have an idea, because you guys, for as long as I've been going to the camp, and I go as a quote-unquote player. I know.
Well, we use that term loosely now, don't we?
Oh, we sure do.
Here's my idea. The coaches draft the players. What about one year we turn it around and the players draft the coaches?
Now, if you've ever
If I don't want to play for Ron Coomer's team next year, I ought to have that opportunity.
Believe me, it's mutual.
If you'd ever had the opportunity,
you were a good player last year. You were very surprising.
If you'd ever seen the pro draft, I don't think I could afford to have 100 campers in one room, based on the way the pros handle the draft.
Well, we just showed you the graphic on how you can sign up. And again, it's all in fun. It's a great week down in Fort Myers, Florida. Get out of the cold country up here. Come down and play some baseball with some great campers. Not only the guys that are coming, and I know you have a list of guys like Harmon Killebrew has come down, Frank Viola, Jim Cott came over, and we're trying to add more and more of the old timers to come down and say hello.
I'm talking with some fellows from the 87 and the 91 teams right now. So you're absolutely right, Bert. The other thing I'd like to point out is we talk a lot about Twins territory as part of the Twins family. Last year we had 15 states and 2 Canadian provinces represented at the camp. But we were missing North Dakota, and North Dakota is such a great baseball state and huge Twins territory. So I want to make an appeal to the folks up there in North Dakota. Let's get some of the North Dakotans down there to fantasy camp. Great ball players. The first year I went to camp in 2002, there were a couple of guys from North Dakota, excellent ball players. So I'd love to see some folks from North Dakota join us there.
Very nice.
Bert, you were talking about your encounter or encounters with Joe DiMaggio, but you spent some time talking with him. To me, one of the great things about the camp, and it was a treat this year because you had Camilo Pascual come down, just to be able to get to know these guys who I grew up watching on television, listening to them on the radio, but to be able to talk baseball with Camilo Pascual about my memories of his career and all that, that's priceless stuff.
It really is. And Dick, so many nights I listen to you on the broadcast, and you and I have our lives have run parallel tracks. You were didn't have the benefit.
Your hair's not gray. you haven't had to work with him.
Yeah, now that may be true. The fact is, we both lived outside the metro area, and it was a rare treat when we got to come to a baseball game. But I idolized these guys. The guy to my right here being one of them. And Camilo
What's
Castro,
wrong with you?
Well, now that I've gotten to know him a little bit more.
Yeah, different now, isn't it?
The bloom's off the rose, so to speak.
3-2 to Teixeira with A-Rod on deck. Swarzak had to pitch out of a jam in the 4th inning with a 1-run double, and now Teixeira walks, filling first base.
Well, one more thing about the fantasy camp. How many games do we play? We play 8 to 10 games, right?
At least 8.
Yeah.
You're going to play at least 8 games. It's a lot of baseball.
And then we get all the ex-pros, the alumni get to actually pitch against
the campers on Friday afternoon.
I usually always drill somebody.
In fact, I have to tell you, so many of the people that I talk with that inquire about the camp, one of the things they really want to accomplish is come down and see a Bert Blyland curveball, and it's a thing to see. You had and if you sign up now, we're also going to play in the Dome here after the Twins-A's game on Saturday, September 12th. So we want to make sure that you get a chance. Last year in the Dome, we're going to play a reunion game here with the campers from last year, and those people that sign up by August 1st send in their registration and deposit. We'll get you in a uniform and get you out here in the Dome on the 12th of September.
Well, you see Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, going out to just try to settle him back down a little bit up in the strike zone is Anthony Suarez. Swarzak.
You know, one of the great thrills I had in the fantasy camp, and it was one of my early camps, I don't know, 12 years ago. But in that pro camper game, I got to pitch to Tony Oliva. And I stood on the mound, and it just occurred to me, I'm pitching to Tony Oliva. And it was a wonderful moment. It didn't last any longer than that because on my first pitch, I was backing up third base. But
now you know how I felt.
Yeah. Bobby Keppel warming up in the Twins pen. Well, Swarzak has not had an easy ride here. He faced just 3 men in the first, 3 in the third, but had a long inning in the second, pitched out of trouble in the 4th, and now more trouble awaiting him here in the 5th after Jeter's leadoff double.
Stan, any new campers you have coming in so far? I mean, has your response been pretty good?
Yeah, absolutely. We have approximately 10 rookie campers this year. Last year we had over 40, which was an all-time record for the camp. And I'm pretty optimistic we'll probably see at least double that number before we get to the end of registration. So
we always like rookies. The rookie initiation always is a special treat for those of us who've been there before.
Don't let that scare you, rookies.
Right. Fouled away.
Well, you brought up these little gummy worms to me, but you know, when we did where I ate the night crawlers for Parkinson's, it was really a lot of the fantasy campers that donated a lot of the money. And again, these guys not only come down and they love the game of baseball, they're huge baseball fans.
And there's a real esprit de corps that develops between the campers, the pro staff, and as you saw, Bert, with the Parkinson's Challenge, they stepped up and we were able to raise $10,000 for Parkinson's as a result of your eating those worms.
2-2 to Rodriguez, and Morneau will track the pop-up down by the Yankee bullpen, looking out for the mound, and it's off his glove. Could almost see it happen before it happened. It was destined to land right on top of the bullpen mound, and Morneau took his eye off the ball to see where the mound was and then had to lunge to try to make the catch.
Well, again, look at Justin right here. He went a long way for this ball. Again, a couple times just off the tip of the glove. And Rodriguez relieved. So good effort right there by Justin.
And Mauer to the mound.
And that looked a lot like the campers, some of the campers, so how they go after foul balls.
There's some resemblance. They both have gloves.
Yes.
You know, I really envy you guys getting to watch a guy like Justin Morneau play every day. What an incredible gamer. Every day he's out there.
2-2 to Rodriguez. And a base hit to left. Jeter being waved in. Span with a throw. It's a strong one, but Jeter scores. Span's throw came in on a hop, and the Yankees take advantage of the extra pitch thrown to Alex Rodriguez.
Well, Rodriguez picking up his 45th RBI.
Dick, I almost wore my cowboy hat tonight.
The Twins cowboy hat was a pretty good promotion for him. Ron Gardenhire coming to the mound here. He's going to make a pitching change. Well, Span's throw would skip right to Morneau or to Mauer, but you see in this spongier turf, it took a second hop, and Swarzak gets the game into the fifth, but comes out with the Twins trailing by a couple of runs. Illness, 8 hits so far, 4 runs allowed. And Rick Anderson having a chat with Anthony Swarzak.
Well, I think we have to remember too, it's 10 days in between starts, right. So I don't think we saw the Swarzak that we saw in that first stint with the Twins. His control is a little off.
Well, Bobby Kempel's been just about perfect since his promotion to the Twins, and he might need to be perfect here in the 5th inning. There's only 1 out. The Yankees already have 2 hits, a walk, and a run. And here's Matsui.
Yeah, Keppel making his 4th appearance.
Liner. And Teixeira gets back to the second base safely. 1 quick second out here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, Bobby Keppel making his last appearance last Friday against the Tigers here at the Metrodome, and an inning and a third of shutout baseball. That was in that 16-inning ball game between the Twins and the Tigers. Keppel getting called up on June 22nd when Luis Ayala was designated for assignment.
And now Posada. The Tigers beat the Royals 3-1. So the Twins will need to come back and win this game to keep pace with the resurging Tigers. Won a couple of games in a row now against Kansas City, and the Tigers now 25-12 at home. Stan, I was a mediocre high school baseball player at best, and my baseball skills have eroded considerably over the years. One of the concerns I get from people, and I've been trying to promote the camp, and they're concerned that they're not, and if they ever see the games in the fantasy camp, they'd know not to be concerned, but they're concerned that the game is played at a level that they're incapable of competing against.
Excellent point, Dick, and it's just not the case. We do have some very good ball players at camp, but we run the gambit, and the talent is distributed equally throughout the week. So, you know, we go to great lengths so that nobody gets hurt. It's your fantasy. You play as much or as little as you want.
Until you get hurt.
Yeah, then you're done. But the fact is, it's interesting to see some of the guys that haven't played maybe even since Little League. They get coached up by these former pros. By the end of the week, they're playing some solid baseball.
Yeah, we have some girls that get involved. They come down and they play.
We had 2 female campers last year. Love to have more. They have a great time. One of them has been coming as a Hall of Fame member, Abby Geisler. She's coming to at least 12 camps, and Abby's a good ball player.
Yeah, she's probably better than 3/4 of the guys that come and play.
Absolutely.
Here's Cano. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And the Twins down by just 2, but the game might be hanging in the balance here in this fifth inning. And Jack Dunn, God bless him, from Montreal, is what, 78 years old, and he comes every year and plays first base.
He called me 2 weeks ago to apologize that he was not going to be able to make it to the reunion game on September 12th.
Cano takes a strike.
He'll be in the net for the senior Canadian hockey team in Vancouver that weekend.
Is Ralph Grunt coming?
Ralph's coming.
Ralph's coming. Good.
Cano singled and scored in the second, hit by a pitch and was stranded in the fourth.
I bet you he'll want a pitch.
Would be something terribly wrong if Ralph doesn't want the baseball.
One strike to the Yankee second baseman, and now inside. Cano got hit in the leg, the front leg, his last time up, and we'll go for a little bit of a stroll here after Keppel came in the same general area. Yankees started the day a game behind the Red Sox, and the Red Sox are leading their game with Oakland 5-3 in the eighth. Swarzak hoping Keppel can pick him up and finish off the fifth inning. Bounced foul. In Keppel's case, you saw the numbers: 4 walks, one of those intentional, just 4 hits, a couple of hit batters, but just a 154 opponent batting average.
Before you leave, Stan, I want to commend you on the way that you've run the camp starting last year and going into this year. I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you, Bert. It's a labor of love. I enjoy doing it, and hopefully that shows in the product that we deliver. We try to recreate a big league experience as best we can.
Lifted to left, hit it span. The Yankees get 1, lead 3. Our thanks to Twins Fantasy Camp Director Stan Dickman. Stan,
thank you guys very much.
Thank Ron Comer for $20 he owes already.
Empire here at the Metrodome. Robbie Ince Mikowski, Ron Coomer, Bert Blyleven, Dick Bramer. We've had some special guests up here in the booth, and through it all, the Twins find themselves down a couple of runs. Nick Punto will lead off the fifth. Ball 1. Punto, Span, Harris. The Twins would love to get Mauer, Morneau, and Kadire up here in the fifth. Twins didn't get much done against Burnett first time through the order. Just a couple of choppers, hits off the plate. Second time through, much better success. And now 2-0 to Punto.
Again, Burnett making his 6th career start against the Twins. He's 1 win and 1 loss against the Twins in his first 5 starts. He's falling behind Nick Punto here. 1 walk, no strikeout so far for A.J. Burnett.
Twins have only had 1 man on base with less than 2 outs. That was Span's chopper off the plate to start the game. There's a strike. 3-1 now to Punto. Spann on deck. And there's Punto drawing yet another walk. Leadoff man is on. We'll see where the fifth inning leads us. Right now, let's get a Dodge game break from Robbie in Smikowski.
Exactly, Dick Raymer. And for that Dodge game break, we take you to the site of the 2010 April home of the Minnesota Twins Target Field. A bunch of the players had a chance to go in there and tour it. Joe Nathan, Matt Guerrier, Jason Kubel, Michael Kadire, Nick Punto, among those guys. And they got a chance to take a look at their new bullpen, look at the clubhouse, the hallway area, the tunnel leading out to the way. The seats are in, and we are getting ready. Just 38 regular season games remaining before outdoor baseball returns to Minneapolis. Dick?
Thanks, Robbie. Here's Denard Spann. He's gotten a couple of singles tonight against Burnett, and he takes strike one. The first hit was chopped off the plate. The second one is solid single to center. Two strikes to Spann. Two hits for Spann, but a costly base running mistake in that first inning. He was at second with nobody out and was picked off. High chopper to second. Cano flips to short, and that's all they'll get. Spann will reach on a fielder's choice, one away. It was really an issue last night for the Twins. In football, they keep track of time of possession, what you're doing when, how much time you have with the football on offense. If they did that in baseball, it probably would be a pretty telling statistic as to who's going to eventually win the game. Obviously, if you're up there for a long time, you're getting hits and walks and scoring runs and all that. But last night, it was terribly lopsided. Ron Gardenhire said at one point the game was 2 hours and 20 minutes old, and he thought the Yankees were up for 2 hours of that.
Yeah, I'm guessing last night's ball game, it took 3 hours and 16 minutes. And I bet you maybe over 2 hours the Yankees were at the plate.
Right. That's probably a stat that baseball doesn't keep that would be worth keeping. How much time did the Twins stand in the field while the Yankees were hitting and drawing walks and the pitcher was taking time between pitches and all that? That's why pitchers that have a quick tempo, and when Brad Radke was Exhibit A for that, he'll go into the Hall of Fame on Saturday. Just
keep the game going.
Yeah. There's a pop-up, should be played by Teixeira, and Harris continues to struggle. Two away, and that'll get Mauer to the plate.
I always talk about that. You as a pitcher, you control the ball game by the way that you will go about your business. Get the ball, work quick. As long as you get into a good routine and find that strike, you're going to have better defensive plays behind you. You're not going to have your shortstop or your center fielder on their heels because you're going ball one, ball two. Be aggressive in the strike zone.
Well, and affecting your defense, but I think Denard Spann, if I could paraphrase him after the game, he said, standing out there in the field, it affects your at-bats when you do come to the plate. Spann checked again at first. Mauer nearly tied the game with a home run. He settled for an RBI double his last time up in the third.
Spann stole a base in the third inning off of Burnett.
And across the letters, high, ball one.
One thing A.J. Burnett does not do, it's not the slide step. He does bring that left knee up to about his belt. So a good base runner can get an extra step or two. If that's what Denard maybe is asked to do, is try to get in scoring position.
Nice pickup by Posada. Burnett has uncorked, 3 wild pitches, and that could very easily have been a 4.
Yeah, he does not have the sharp breaking ball that I've seen before. That curveball, kind of a roundhouse type breaking ball, and a nice backhanded short hop stop by Jorge Posada.
Outside, 3-0 with Morneau on deck. One's hoping to get Morneau up here in the 5th inning and maybe turn this game around. 3-0 to Mauer. Down the middle of strike. This will be the 69th pitch for Burnett in the ball game. Fouled away, and it's 3-2. Mauer's run batted in the 3rd, his 46th of the year, tying him with Michael Kadire for 2nd on the team.
Well, Mark Teixeira is going to keep Span at first base. He's going to hold him on. Case of an extra base hit.
So with 2 away and a full count, Span will take off. And the pitch to Mauer. Delivered sharply to left. A base hit. Span will go to 3rd. And he will be held there. So Mauer gets his 2nd hit. 2 aboard now for Morneau.
Well, again, good at bat for Joe Mauer. Just taking that pitch the other way. Good piece of hitting. That ball down and away. Rather than trying to pull it to Cano at 2nd. He finds that hole between Jeter and Rodriguez in the left field. And with 2 outs, Span taken off, he scoots over to 3rd.
Morneau came up in the 3rd right after Mauer's double and had a chance to tie it up with a base hit, but hit a ground ball right at Cano.
Like Ron Coomer said, you know, Mauer and Morneau, these are the guys that have to do the damage right here. And it's a big at-bat for Justin.
Wide of the plate, and Posada can't catch it cleanly. Ball 1. Now Kadire hitting behind Morneau instead of Kubel. We've seen most of the year the 3 lefties hit in succession. 1-0 to Morneau. 2-0.
Now, Bert, I got a question for you. This is an at-bat kind of like the one before. Burnett went right after Morneau the last at-bat with the man in scoring position and a base open. To me, this at-bat, you can't have Justin Morneau beat you with a right-hander on deck, even though Michael's been swinging good. This is kind of that intentional walk, don't you think?
Wow, this is a big pitch right here. This is a big pitch right here because he's down, you know, he's 2-0 behind an account.
Check swing, but he went. Home plate umpire Scott Barry made the call. They didn't even appeal.
And Jorge Posada, Ron, is going to go out and talk to Burnett about exactly how they want to do, you know, maybe this 2-1 pitch.
See, Bert, you were a number 1 starter for a long time. The starter has that mentality. I'm going to go after every guy, and I can get every guy. Burnett's got that kind of stuff. But what a mistake it would be if Justin hits one in the upper deck, you lose 5-4, and you have the MVP beat you with a right-hander on deck. Right. I don't care who the right-hander is. When the way he crossfires his fastball and breaking ball.
2-1 to Morneau. 3-1. There is this, and the reason Kadire, the right-hander, is hitting behind Morneau. Right-handers are actually faring much better against Burnett than lefties. Right-handers are hitting .273 against him, and lefties just .207.
Because of that good sinking fastball he has, and then the curveball. But he doesn't have that breaking ball tonight, so Justin's got to sit on the fastball.
And he takes ball 4. There's the walk, and the tying run now is in scoring position.
3rd walk of the ball game for A.J. Burnett with no strikeouts.
The Twins scored their 2 runs in the third. They did everything they did that inning. The single, the walk, the double, the wild pitches, they all occurred with 2 outs. Now the Twins need another 2-out hit from Kadire to maybe get this game tied up or take the lead. Kadire with a pop up to second, the fly ball to right. Twice he's hit the ball to the opposite field.
Guys, this will be an at-bat where Michael will really be kind of locked into right center field with the crossfire and Burnett. He's hit a ball to right field already, so look for that.
And a fastball on the outside corner. Burnett has walked 2 this inning. 3 in the game, the other walk coming in the third inning, and with all the wild pitches, the Twins were able to collect a couple of runs.
I just don't think he has confidence in that curveball. He's just missing with it. He's kind of getting underneath that breaking ball. So if I'm Kadire, I've got to look for a fastball right here. Almost spit on the curveball.
And almost wanting it out where strike 1 was, right?
They just try to, like Ron Coomer said, just hit the ball hopefully sharply to right center somewhere.
1-1 to Kadire. Bases loaded, 2 away. And a half swing. 1-2. Kadire swinging at a pitch out of the strike zone.
Yeah, let's take a look at this pitch right here. Maybe shorten up a breaking ball right here. You see Posada wanting it down. Oh, that's a fastball, like a 2-seamer. That's a pitch that Kadire has to lay off of.
One and 2 to Kadire. Half swing, got him. And Burnett gets his first strikeout of the ball game in a critical spot. The inning, the Twins did in the bottom of the inning, and now we move forward to the 6th.
Well, again, as a strikeout pitcher like Burnett is, you go in those situations, I want a strikeout, but Kadire pretty much gave him that strikeout because he swung at 2 pitches that were really out of the strike zone.
Swisher, Gardner, and Jeter to face Bobby Keppel here in the 6th. High chopper over the mound. Harris cuts across, bobbles it. And the leadoff man will be on here in the 6th. It'll be an error charge for Brendan Harris. So the leadoff man on again here in the 6th. It was on in the 5th. And then again in the 1st.
I see the high chopper right here. Watch Harris come across. Has a nice hop. Maybe took his eye off it. Hit his top of his glove and then deflected away. right there. Just the ball kind of came up a little bit higher than he anticipated. And the first error of the ball game, and goes to Brendan Harris, his 6th error of the year at short.
And now Gardner drove in a pair with a single in the second, came up with 2 on and 2 out in the fourth, and hit a fly ball that Gomez caught. Down and away, ball 1. Twins faced the Yankees in May. They were struggling at the time and started in that series to get some big hits and play better baseball. Now in July, they're among the best teams in the game, playing their best baseball of the season to this point. And the Twins can ill afford to make any mistakes against this Yankee team. That's the best attitude, I suppose, going in. If you're going to play the Yankees, plan to win, plan on playing error-free ball.
Well, you got to bring your A game. Got to bring your A game with you.
Got to have good at bats with men in scoring position. You can't afford pickoffs. Ground ball to short. Harris will start a 6-4. Not with this guy running. 6-4 force out, and Gardner beats the relay. They can absolutely fly. Quest Twins Live going on the road to celebrate family fun at the Wisconsin Dells, July 17th through the 19th. Join Anthony, Ron, Marnie, and the Quest Twins Live crew for your chance to be on TV, win prizes, and more. 10 days to book your trip. Log on to Wisconsin Dells, WizDells.com for more information.
Did you see the golf swing by Roy Smalley? It's a pretty good swing.
Well,
he told me that he topped it, but it was a nice swing. He told me he hit it 310 yards. I said, yeah, right. What do you think you are, pro?
1 on, 1 out, and here's Jeter. Started the 5th with a double, and now takes ball 1.
You ever hit a golf ball 310 yards?
Well, yes. I believe it hit the cart. I think it hit the cart path 3 times.
Kind of like Tin Cup with a 7-iron.
1-0 to Jeter. And now 2-0.
Again, Gardner at first base, outstanding speed, a fastball situation for Jeter, maybe a hit and run situation.
And there he goes. Mauer's throw much better. They nailed him this time. You know, from Mauer's last throw to second base when Gardner stole second in the second, you can imagine Mauer just waiting for that next opportunity to throw somebody out.
Well, a quick release by Keppel right there. A strong throw getting Gardner. 2 good elements right there. The pitcher with the slide step. Joe Mauer with a perfect throw, getting a speedster. And a nice quick tag by Nick Punto.
So 2 outs now in the 6th. 2-1 to Jeter. And a bouncer to the right side. Punto flips to Morneau. Inning over. Good inning for Keppel. Yankees send just 3 men to the plate.
The eyes as they make contact with the bat. Justin Morneau and then Mark Teixeira. Whoa, spooky.
Frost Brute Coors Light freeze can. The Twins try to put together a threat again here in the 6th. 2 all-star first baseman. Kubel will lead things off in the 6th, dropping down to 6th in the batting order with the switch of Kadire moving up a notch. Strike 1. Ron Gardenhire noticing that righties have fared better than lefties against Burnett, and maybe trying an experiment, something you might want to reach back and do on a more frequent basis just to break up the left-handers. Kubel, Creedy, and Gomez facing Burnett. And now 2-1. Twins hoping to do to the Yankees what the Yankees did to them 3 times in May. Come back late in the ball game, pick up a win. Kubel with a drive to right, blocked by Swisher, and Kubel has his second hit. A scalding line drive landing in front of the right fielder. The Twins and Yankees series continues tomorrow, and the best place to secure your seats is twinsbaseball.com. You can log on tonight. After you get your tickets, be sure to check out all the happenings with the Twins, including the player appearances this weekend. Twinsbaseball.com, where Twins baseball is always on. So again, an at-bat where the Twins get the tying run to the plate. Creedy dumped a single into right field his last time up. Popped up here to the right side. Easy play for Cano. Creedy gone on 1 pitch. Time for the Quest high-speed pitch, brought to you by Quest high-speed internet.
Yeah, A.J. Burnett, I mentioned earlier, he can get that ball in the mid to upper 90s. 96. Anthony Swarzak at 90 miles an hour.
Gomez has only seen a handful of pitches here. He's grounded out twice to short. Takes ball 1. That's the 5th pitch that Gomez has seen from Burnett here tonight. Curve inside. Oh, you're right. He just doesn't seem to have much command of that. He threw some nasty ones out of the strike zone that ended up striking out Kadire. At least that last pitch was a breaking pitch.
Well, he throws like a spike-type curveball, knuckle curveball, but no, he has not had a good one tonight. So Gomez has right here has to look dead red. Look on the fastball. Hopefully hit it hard somewhere. And it's a strikeout over the plate.
2-1. Looks like the White Sox are going to win. They're leading the Indians 5-1 in the 8th. Detroit's already won.
See Posada with the little bit of nail polish just to make sure that you can see the signs a little bit better.
Fastball and a swing and a miss. It seems from up here, of course, we get a pretty good view of it, but it seems like the fastballs Gomez gets are on the outside corner, and he's caught trying to pull the ball. That one misses the corner, and it's 3-2. Eighth 3-ball counts for Burnett in the ball game. Kubel goes, and Gomez fouls it back. So Gomez, have to say he's strikeout prone, 39 strikeouts and 179 at bats. And Kubel not the fleetest of foot, but the Twins sent the runner.
Oh, the ultimate surprise right there. Maybe get a middle infielder moving maybe toward the bag with Kubel taken off. Might open up a little hole for Gomez.
Kubel goes again, and Gomez fouls it again. Burnett's pitch count now over 90.
His high pitch count coming in into this ball game, 123, and that was in that ball game against the Twins in New York.
And there's ball 4 as Burnett threw a breaking pitch that wasn't even close. And so here are the Twins threatening again in the 6th.
Walk number 4 in the ball game for Burnett.
And Punto drew one of those walks leading off the 5th. This situation begs for a double. Getting Kubel and Gomez both around to score the tying runs here. Punto's hit 4 doubles. No triples, no home runs. Ball 1.
Yeah, Johnny Damon out in left field, really playing Punto near that left field line.
Now, if we've clocked Burnett's fastball at 96 here in the middle innings, it's been 90, 91, 92. He's lost some velocity here in the middle innings. And there's a fly ball hit in the general direction of Damon.
Damon didn't have too far to go right there. They had him played perfectly. Fastballs away, make him hit it out that way.
So that'll pass the baton to Span here. Span has a pair of singles, reached on a fielder's choice, hitting a ground ball to Cano in the 5th. Takes a fastball down the middle, a strike. Phil Koch, the left-hander. David Robertson, the right-hander, warming up. Koch, the only left-hander in the Yankee bullpen right now. Alfredo Aceves, who's done a great job for the Yankees out of the bullpen, is going to make the start for them tomorrow. And because of the illness to Glenn Perkins, Francisco Liriano will make the start for the Twins. Here in the 6th, the Twins would like to get Gogo going. One and 2. Posada to the mound.
Well, while we have a second right here, I'd like to say happy 95th birthday to Dorothy Sand from Barrett, Minnesota. She's at the Barrett Care Center. Barrett, Minnesota, not too far from Fergus Falls.
Right.
So, Dorothy, happy 95th birthday.
1 and 2 to Span. Struck him out. So Burnett takes care of a Twins threat in the 5th with a strikeout, and again in the 6th.
3-run second inning. So Swisher right there getting a RBI, but then with 2 outs, Brett Gardner, a 2-run single. That gave him a 3-0 lead. Twins came back. A wild pitch by Burnett. That scored Span. And then Joe Mauer taking a double the other way. That scored Brendan Harris for the 2 runs in the 3rd inning. Made it a 3-2 ball game. And then Alex Rodriguez, an RBI single, scores Derek Jeter to make it a 4-2 Yankee lead.
Johnny Damon takes ball 1 from Bobby Keppel. Busted his bat. A little bouncer to second. Punto to Morneau, 1 away.
Boy, gotta love the way that Keppel's going about his business. Haven't seen a lot of Bobby Keppel, of course, a little bit in spring training, but since he got called up, boy, his aggressiveness in the strike zone has been something to marvel at, really. He's attacking the strike zone.
And in less than 10 innings, it seems like he's gotten more ground ball outs than the guy he replaced, Luis Ayala.
Yeah, he's showing a good sinking fastball. He'll mix in a curveball, slider, and a changeup.
Inside to Teixeira.
There's that slider right there.
Teixeira 0 for 2 with a walk. And now a strike. But the thing you see with Keppel, just what you've talked about with Baker. Well, right. He doesn't stray from the mound.
No.
Let's have the infield shift on again with Harris swung over to the right side of the infield.
You know, when I grew up, I watched Bob Gibson pitch as much as possible because he was that type of pitcher. Get the ball back, let's go, let's work.
Well, Keppel from the St. Louis area, but not old enough to remember Bob Gibson pitching. But
sure, he saw many of films of Mr. Gibson.
3-1 here to Teixeira, who walked his last time up. Tapper up the line and just wide of the bag. It nearly hit the bag. As it is, it's strike 2.
Well, Keppel, 27 years old, originally signed by the Mets, their #1 pick back in 2000. Mets released him. He's been with the Royal organization, the Rockies, the Mariners, and now the Twins.
Bouncer up the middle. Harris, kind of a funny play, and Teixeira beats it out. Harris on the first base side of second base had to go to his right and make a play that shortstops don't practice very often.
Well, they put the shift again on Teixeira. You see where Harris is playing the ball on the left side, and Harris a good strong throw, but Teixeira just beat it out. So Teixeira picks up his first hit. And for the Yankees, they're 9th. And the first hit that Bobby Keppel has allowed.
Here's Alex Rodriguez, drove in the 4th Yankee run. Rodriguez hit a pop foul down by the Yankee bullpen mound, and Morneau had a very tough play and nearly made it, but he didn't. Then on the next pitch, Rodriguez spanked a single to left. Here's a drive to right center. Gomez chasing it. He's there, out number 2. You can ask us a question or offer us a comment online at carsoup.com/baseball. Tonight, Randy Porter from Minneapolis asking, has R.A. Dickey been the Twins' best offseason pickup? And have you been surprised by his effectiveness?
I'd have to say, yeah. I mean, he's one of the guys that have really helped solidify that bullpen in last night's ball game. You know, pitched, 3 1/3 innings to try to save some arms out there. He's been a nice addition to that pitching staff.
ERA of under 3. Fouled back by Matsui. He's literally, I think by now, pitched in every inning for the Twins this year. He started a ball game and went 5 innings. We've seen him in the 6th, 7th, 8th, and now even in the 9th inning. And I guess that's the part that surprises me, is that his role, his job description has changed over the course of the first half of the season. We've seen him now try to get some bigger outs later in ball games rather than maybe coming in where Keppel came in this game. 2 strikes.
Guys like R.A. Dickey are very valuable to a ball club in a 162-day schedule. you're going to have games like yesterday where your starter doesn't, get at least into the 4th or 5th inning. And they're going to struggle. And what you do is you save the arms of Maharis and Guerrero and hopefully Joe Nathan. Maybe in a situation like today, Twins are going to come back, maybe get ahead late in this ball game so they can be used. Guys like Bobby Keppel and R.A. Dickey are guys that are long guys out of the bullpen.
1-2 to Matsui. That's hit to left. Span retreats a little bit. And a good inning for Bobby Keppel. A hit, no damage done. Home half of the 7th coming up. And by Aflac, we've got you under our wing. Wow.
Very nice. There you go.
Fans of the game.
You are hereby circled, fans. It's like a bowling team.
Hoping the Twins can come back here. Brendan Harris will lead off the 7th against A.J. Burnett. Strike one. Harris got a solid single to center last night, and the hope was that would get his stroke back, and he'd be able to start picking up some hits as he did about a month ago when he became the starting shortstop. Here's a solid drive to center, but it's hit right at Gardner for a quick first out here in the 7th.
Boy, and a lot of times, when you hit the ball like that into a little mini slump, you hit the ball so hard, but it's right at somebody.
Phil Koch's going to be brought in here with Mauer and Morneau due up, and Burnett's pitch count right at 100. Joe Girardi's going to bring in his lone left-handed reliever to pitch to Joe Mauer.
Baseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS and ride your Chrome to the Dome.
Thank you, Brendan Harris. Harris was retired. Now Phil Koch brought into the ball game to pitch to Joe Mauer and Justin Morneau.
Yeah, Koch making his 40th relief appearance. He's allowed only 21 hits in 36 and a third innings. 13 walks, 1 intentional with 28 strikeouts. Anytime that you can give up more, hits and walks to less the innings pitched, you're having a pretty good year.
1-0 to Mauer. 2-0. Mauer, of course, has handled situations like this quite well. He's hitting lefties at a 341 clip. Morneau hitting them at a 346 clip. Three and 0. The Twins have had a threat to score in the 5th and the 6th, and have left 5 men on in those 2 innings without scoring. 3-0 to Mauer. That hits the outside corner.
Koch gives you that windup over the head. He has a fastball, slider, and a changeup. A September call-up last year. 26-year-old.
That's hit high to left. Damon going back at the wall. It's gone! A home run! A double single, now a home run in succession. And the Twins are within 1.
Well, home run number 15 on the year for Joe Mauer. His first one here in the month of July. Remember, in May when he started, he had 11 home runs in May, 3 in June, and here is first in July. This ball looked, I'm going to be honest with you, it looked like a fly ball in left field. Yep. That ball just kept going.
I agree with you. And now Mauer, who has hit 15 home runs, has pulled 2 of them. He hit 2 to straightaway center at Yankee Stadium. The others have all gone to left. And now Morneau skies one down by that Yankee bullpen mound. And it's out of play. So Mauer with 15 home runs, and 11 of them roughly have gone into that same section to straightaway left field.
Yeah, second time this year he has taken Phil Koch deep. He did it in New York back on Friday, May 15th, the other way.
1 strike to Morneau. And a fastball for strike 2. Twins got a solo home run last night from Kadire. Now 1 here from Mauer. And Morneau strikes out. Posada throws to first and throws awkwardly. Teixeira had to kind of sprawl to make the catch for out number 2. And that'll bring up Kadire. And here comes Joe Girardi.
Well, Koch going to that slider right there. That's Joe Mauer's home run. A fastball, a 3-1 fastball the other way.
So Koch got Morneau, but not Mauer. It's a 1-run game. And Michael Kadire will face a new Yankee reliever. And it will be Phil Hughes. drawn them to within 1, and now Michael Kadire will take his swings against a guy who's been awfully good for the Yankees out of the pen, Phil Hughes. Yeah,
Hughes making his 11th relief appearance. He made 7 starts for the Yankees since being called up from AAA. That in late April. He's allowed only 2 earned runs in 14 2/3 innings in the bullpen.
And Kadire on the first pitch skies one toward the right field line. Swisher makes a foul ball catch. And Hughes gets Kadire and ends the 7th on 1 pitch. Twins get one back and still trail the Yankees by 1. Perhaps. We had 16 innings here the other night. I know you were down in Florida. You watched every minute of it.
No, as I told Robbie, we turned on Seabiscuit. We watched Seabiscuit, and by the time it was over, we watched the game, I think, from the 10th inning on.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bobby Keppel will face Jorge Posada, Robinson Cano, and Nick Swisher. And Keppel drops a breaking ball over for strike 1. Were you with the Pirates when they give the stars on the caps?
Yes, 1979. Willie Sargent.
Ground ball hit sharply to Morneau. Well, you've got to give Bobby Keppel some stars for his caps again here tonight, don't you?
You sure do.
1 down in the 8th, and Twins got a fairly short start from Anthony Swarzak, who wasn't even supposed to start, but got the call early in the afternoon from Ron Gardenhire. And I agree with you. I think the layoff, Swarzak said, "Yeah, I'm more than ready to pitch." They just moved him up a few hours tonight.
Well, again, 10 days between starts is a long time for a starter. His last start down at Rochester, June 28th.
Fouled by Cano.
But Bobby Keppel, my goodness, he's attacking the strike zone. He's making the Yankees swing the bat. He's given up only 1 hit, 1 walk. And he's doing what he needs to do in a close ball game, continue to put zeros on the board.
1-1.
You look at Bobby Keppel, I mentioned earlier, #1 pick by the Mets. He ended up getting released in 2005. He didn't give up on himself. And, he had to go through a couple different organizations, signed with the Twins as a minor league free agent, and now back up at the big leagues.
Pounds the ball inside on Cano again, who can only ground it foul.
Nice play by Mick Callagher, former infielder.
He had pretty good hands as
a
professional.
He did. He couldn't hit, but he had really good hands. He's a good guy, good friend of mine.
He's always very
not
good
anymore,
guy to talk to. just off the inside corner. 2-2. Well, the White Sox did beat the Indians and the Tigers did beat the Royals, so the Twins are in danger of dropping another game to both teams. Final game of this series coming up a little after noon tomorrow.
Twins are going to come back and win this ball game.
Well, it would only seem right after what the Yankees did to the Twins in New York in the first 3 games out there.
Right.
Girardi in his second year. I think in the American League, was it Mike Scioscia is the only guy who's had the managerial post for his team longer than Ron Gardner. And again, Keppel trying to come inside and nearly got strike 3 instead of the ball 3.
Well, you try to pound this guy inside because we saw in his first at bat against Swarzak, fastball away, just lined it that way. Swarzak ended up hitting him on that shin area. And Keppel right here trying to work him inside.
3-2. Cano taps it to short. Harris over to Morneau, 2 down. Saturday night, KTIS FM presents Faith Night with the Twins. Come to the Twins White Sox matchup and stay for a concert following the game featuring Jars of Clay. For tickets to Faith Night and more information about the concert, call 800-33-TWINS or log on to twinsbaseball.com/faith. 2 down, and Nick Swisher. Curveball missing. Pitch taken for ball 2. That had a little bit of the corner. As effective as Keppel has been, he does not have yet today a 1-2-3 inning. And now misses 3-0 with Gardner on deck. Boston beat Oakland 5-4.
So Jose Mahara starting to loosen up.
Red Sox started the day a game ahead of the Yankees. And strike 1. Ripped to right. And Swisher gets a hitter's count, 3-1. He'll try for second. Kadire with a quick release, relay to second. Right on the bag, they throw him out. Oh, what a quick release by Nick Punto. As Kadire hit the cutoff man, and Punto lickety-split got it to Harris.
Swarzak, he's back. He went 4 2/3 inning tonight, gave up 4 runs. Reading the turf is our instructional tonight with former Twins infielder Ron Coomer and former pitcher Bert Blyleven, plus reaction from the manager Ron Gardenhire of the Minnesota Twins, all coming your way after the final pitch here on Fox Sports North. Dick Bramer.
Thank you, Robbie Inzmakowski. Jason Kubel took an off-speed pitch for strike 1 against Philip Hughes.
Yeah, Hughes with that good curveball to get strike 1. Another good curveball right there. Hughes, a guy that the Yankees were really hoping that he would be in that starting rotation. It didn't work out, but he's become a very good long man or setup guy for the Yankees so far this year.
He's done a nice job doing what Jabba Chamberlain used to do, setting up Mariano Rivera. Now a fastball / foul.
Hughes, a #1 pick by the Yankees back in 2004 out of Foothill High School out of Southern California. Kubel, a couple hits in the ball game.
2 strikes to Jason Kubel. Another foul. With the open spot in the Yankee rotation for tomorrow, there was some speculation that Hughes would be asked to start, but instead it'll be Aceves, and the reason being Hughes has been so good in this role for Joe Girardi. 2 strikes. And now a ball. Kubel, Creedy, and Gomez scheduled.
Great job by Bobby Keppel keeping this game close.
Bounce to the right side. Easy play for Cano. 1 down. Home Depot doing more on defense. Joe Creedy with a nice play earlier in the game at third base.
Yeah, right here, Denard Span had lost the ball in the Teflon roof. You could almost see right there, but Creedy, very, very nice concentration on a nice catch.
Twins hoping to get something done here in the 8th because, of course, if the score doesn't change too much, the 9th will belong to Mariano Rivera. Creedy pops it up. Posada over for a look. Makes the catch. And Creedy's gone on 1 pitch, 2 down. Two down. And Carlos Gomez will be pinch hit for by Brian Busher.
Well, that instructional that Robbie had just mentioned, I guess it has been changed because of what Mike. I guess we can do it. Yeah, we're going to do it. It's Michael Kadire to Nick Punto over to Harris to get Nick Swisher out. I think everybody in the truck was so impressed with this play. Watch Kadire right here. He does the right thing. Hit the cutoff man. Watch how quick Nick Punto gets rid of that ball. And Harris, nice little short hop. And, you know, not a bad base running play right there by Swisher with 2 outs. You try to get in the scoring position. And it took a perfect play to get him. And the Twins, that's what they had. A perfect play. Perfect relay.
It seemed like, and of course I'll be watching the instructional.
Well, you have a TV in your vehicle.
Well, I hang around here and I watch them.
I come back here after the instructional. I never see you up here.
Well, that's just I'm gone by the time you come back up from the field.
Well, it does take
at any rate,
a half hour.
The key seems to be quickness. That would seem to be the operative word on that play.
Where does it come from, Ron Coomer or I?
Quickness?
Quickness.
That's why I watch the instructions. 1 strike to Busher.
Ouch.
Inside, and that looked like that hit the umpire in the foot.
Yeah, that got Scott Berry right there. I don't think Posada got a glove on it.
Bush has never faced Hughes.
Now you're wondering why umpires, why didn't he move right there? They have those shoes with the steel toes on them.
Right. And a lot of padding on top. Now 2-1. Busher trying to keep the inning alive for Punto, who is in the on-deck circle. Three and one. So Busher can reach. You can imagine Matt Tolbert coming into the game maybe with his speed to pinch run for Busher. First, let's see what Busher gets here on 3 and 1. See if he can click on a Hughes fastball. He does. Scalds it up the middle. So Busher off the bench with a base hit. Punto being asked back to the dugout.
You know, one thing about Brian Busher, that's 3 hits and 11 at-bats off the bench. He does give you some good at-bats off the bench. There are times he doesn't get an at-bat for maybe a week or two. But right here, I mean, it takes a lot of extra batting practice. Worked the count in his favor. Hughes came in with a fastball, lined it right back up the middle.
Well, decisions to be made, and apparently they're being made as we speak. Morales is going to hit for Punto. But Tolbert is not running for Busher.
And like Busher, Morales has had some good at-bats as a pinch hitter. 2 for 6. Hitting .344 overall. And from the left side of the plate, hitting .327. And Joe Girardi's on the way out.
Morales, of course, a switch hitter, and he may ask Mariano Rivera to come in and get 4 outs.
They already made the motion for Rivera.
So Rivera will come into the 8th with a 1-run lead.
I mean, you can say what you want. I still like, the Dennis Eckersley, the Goose Gossages, the Raleigh Fingers. Rivera not too often is asked to get an out here in the 8th inning. Usually the 9th inning is his. To say that he's the all-time greatest, yeah, wearing a Yankee uniform helps. Postseason helps.
Right.
Well, Rivera making his 35th relief appearance. 2.60 ERA, 21 of the 23 saves the Yankees have out of the bullpen. He has 1 blown save opportunity. Let's make it 2.
Here's Morales getting his first look at Rivera's cutter. And he gets a piece, and a small piece at that.
Yeah, I look at Trevor Hoffman maybe being the greatest because he has, 570-some saves.
Right.
But he didn't play for the Yankees. He played for some teams like the Padres forever. They didn't have the teams that Rivera had behind him.
1 strike to Morales. Softly hit, backhanded by Jeter, and the inning ends. We'll go to the 9th in a 1-run game. AT&T, your world delivered. Crowd of just under 40,000 here tonight. Jose Morales will face Brett Gardner leading off the 9th.
Yeah, Morales making his 30th relief appearance. Maharis. Very good 2.16 ERA. 25 innings pitched. He's allowed only 21 hits. With 12 walks, 1 intentional, with 21 strikeouts.
Gardner, Jeter, and Damon scheduled to hit here in the Yankee 9th. Up and in, 2-0.
Well, again, great job by Bobby Keppel keeping this game close. Matt Tolbert taking over for Punto at second. Delman Young taking over for Gomez. He moves to left as Denard Span, the left fielder, moves to center.
There's a strike. And looking ahead to the 9th, the Twins will have the top of the order: Span, Harris, and Mauer.
Got to throw strikes at this guy. No free passes with his speed. Got the big 2-run single in the 3-run second inning.
Popped up. Creedy near the bag. 1 away. And that'll bring up Derek Jeter. All 4 runs charged to Anthony Swarzak, so Keppel did his job. Now if Maharis does it, it'll be his. It'll be another good night for the Twins bullpen.
Yep.
Jeter has a pair of hits and a run scored. Inside, ball 1. Jeter, as we said last night, the top vote getter in the All-Star balloting. Oh, what a catch by Joe Creedy! A lunging, diving catch to his right.
Help make this play right here. You don't want to give up any extra base hits, and Creedy was kind of guarding that line, and you want to get off far enough to where if this happens, you can dive for it. Exactly what he needed to do right there. See Creedy hugging the line. Nice reaction right there by Joe Creedy for the second out.
And now Johnny Damon. And a breaking ball bends over for strike one. Damon hitless in 4 trips. One and one. And now 1-2. Trying to give the Twins their first second 1-2-3 inning of the night. That should do the trick. Right to the bag. Morneau steps on it. We'll see if somebody can step up and be a hero against the Sandman in the bottom of the ninth.
So we need a hero. Well, Gardner, we just showed him the center fielder. Brett Gardner got that big 2-run single in that 3-run second inning. Twins have been fighting back ever since, and now they have to beat one of the best closers in all of baseball. Let's see if they can do it here in the bottom of the ninth inning.
Melky Cabrera in left field, replacing Johnny Damon. It'll be Span, Harris, and then Mauer. He'll get that 5th plate appearance, so he will have enough plate appearances now to qualify with his plate appearance here in the 9th inning. Span hitless in 2 at-bats in his career against Mariano Rivera. Shows bunt, takes a strike. Harris hitless in 2 at-bats, and Mauer, this is how good he is. He's faced Rivera 5 times and gotten 3 hits. A rally cap. Teixeira smothers it. 1 away. Twins actually handed Rivera a missed save opportunity last year here on a Delman Young 3-run home run just inside the right field foul screen. Now the Twins still lost the game, but Rivera's not accustomed to giving up home runs, much less with 2 men on base.
Well, he has given up 5 home runs this year, but he does not walk anybody. Only 3 walks in 34 2/3 innings coming into this ball game.
Harris hit the ball hard his last time up on a line to Gardner in center. Beyond the numbers, what's amazing for Rivera is he basically gets the job done so well with one pitch. Now, you had an overmatching curveball. Imagine if the hitters knew it was coming and you still were as effective as he is throwing the pitch a hitter knew was coming.
Well, that little cutter that he throws almost like a buzzsaw. You know, he has such good control. He could throw that cutter inner half to a right-hander away, just like that right there, to get back the count back to even.
1-1. And Harris fouls it back.
You know, you talk to hitters that face Rivera, and they say, you know, well, they feel like they're on the ball, but the ball just keeps cutting away.
Or in. If you're a left-handed batter. 1-2 to Harris. Got him on the inside corner, and Harris begs to differ.
Harris doesn't like it, but Rivera, again, he's known for his control. Like Dennis Eckersley, they're going to get that pitch. And, you know, clubs, they want to pitch inside. You see where Posada is, that little cutter. Maybe a little bit around the plate, but again, that's Mariano Rivera out there.
Now Mauer hit a home run in the 7th to get the Twins to within 1. 3 singles and 5 at-bats against Rivera. Ball 1. Squirted foul, 1-1. Drilled to Jeter. And Rivera gets the save, and the Yankees have another 1-run win over the Twins.
4 one-run wins in New York. The blowout last night, another 1-run win for the Yankees here tonight.
Yankees,
maybe we'll beat them tomorrow.
So far have run the table. They've won all 6. Quest Twins Live. More Twins coverage coming up next.